So there's probably been a time when you have gone to insert a USB drive or pretty much any sort of removable storage into your computer, but then Thunar or your file manager, basically whatever file manager you have, doesn't actually pick it up. So for example, let's say I open a file manager, something like Nautilus, okay? Now I have this open, and let's say I try and insert a flash drive, okay, into my laptop, okay, into a USB-A port. Now ideally it should show up. Let's say I was on GNOME or KDE or basically any other desktop environment that was actually fully complete. Now what should ideally happen is it should show up over here. But then if you are on vanilla Arch Linux or if you're on Hyprland and you have not configured anything of the sort, what's going to happen is you are not going to get the USB to show up. However, if I just show you what it looks like to actually insert a USB and then have it auto mount without me having to do anything about it, this is what that looks like. Okay, so I've inserted the drive, and as you can see over here, this USB drive has automatically been mounted. And so if I want to, let's say, get rid of this and then insert my keyboard, little 2.4 gig, whatever receiver that you call it, right? Let's say I want to insert that again. All I would do is press eject. And let's see here, empty trash, do not empty. I just want to eject. And as you can see, it's been successfully ejected, so I can safely remove whatever device I have over there and then continue with whatever I was previously doing. Pretty nice. Now, how you actually go about doing that is as follows, okay? So you go to Hyprland's wiki, and this is what they've given over here, automatically mounting devices using udiskie. So there's nothing really to even read in the wiki. It's pretty simple what we're supposed to do over here, and that's basically install a program called udiskie. So if I just look it up, and this S command, by the way, stands for an alias. So you can actually configure your shell to replace S whenever you type S with yay-ss or with pacman-ss so that you can search for packages, S being short for search, without you having to actually type the entire command, which is way too long yourself. Okay, so let's do this, and here. So this is the package we're supposed to install. It's a removable disk auto mounter using udisks. And in fact, that's actually shown as one of the dependencies, optional dependencies, when you install a file manager like Thunar, for example. Most likely that's what it's going to be, right? Great. Now, what do you actually do after you install this package? Of course, just type in yay-s udiskie. You do that, and then what's going to happen is you're going to install this package. I already have it, so I'm not going to do anything about it. Then you have to go over to config, hyper modules, and over here there should be a, hold on, okay, autostart.conf. Great. And by the way, if you're wondering what this modules folder is about, I cover it in extensive detail in the first link in the description, which is basically in a section called modularity. So if you want to know what that is, you can just go ahead and check that out. And also, I show you how you can make really cool theme switches like this one, where you can configure your Rofi menu. So this is basically Rofi, okay? This is an app launcher called Rofi. So you can configure this menu to show whichever theme that you want, and then you can switch between them whenever you like. So let's say you're feeling bored staring at the same little theme that you've had going on, that you have had configured for probably a month or something, and instead you get bored sometimes and want to change between different modes. Like let's say you want to enter into a distraction-free environment so that you can actually get some work done. Then, for example, you could load up a theme like Noir and then just get started with whatever work that you had. This one is by design supposed to be a monochromatic theme so that you can eliminate distractions, because it is scientifically proven, right? I don't have to do any studies myself, that a lack of color, or basically the usage of pastel and muted colors, gives you more of a distraction-free environment. Okay, so you could use that when you're working, and you could also switch to a more cozy theme like Nightbox, which is what I have by default, whenever you're just browsing around Reddit or scrolling on YouTube. Now, making something like this yourself actually takes an insanely long amount of time, including this brightness pop-up and this logout menu and basically everything else that you see. It takes quite a long goddamn time, because this, just coming up with the designs and everything and actually implementing it, took me months. So if you want to shortcut that process and then not have to go through everything that I did in order to get there, because trust me, the amount of sheer time wasted in order to actually figure out how to do this, not even implementing it, just figuring it out, is so pissing off. I get way too passionate about it. So if you want to just skip all the bad stuff when it comes to configuring stuff like this, and you instead just want the good stuff, go ahead and click the first link in the description. And not to mention, you also learn how to make theme switches like this one for Waybar as well. So if you want to know how to make something like this, go ahead, click the first link in the description, and I will be honored to help you out. Great. Now getting back to udiskie, let's go over here, and I've already added in this command over here, automount removable storage, exec once udiskie. That's it. Now that's basically all that you have to do in order to enable auto mounting. Now once you actually do this, you're going to have to log out and log back in, and the next time you try and basically insert any sort of removable storage, it's going to mount it. So let's see what the wiki has to say about this. Right, USB mass storage devices, phones, cameras, basically everything are not automatically mounted. So you have to manually mount them. If you don't want to do that, you can use udiskie. Simple. It's a udisks2 frontend that allows you to manage removable media such as CDs or flash drives from user space. Great, that's it. And as a bonus, okay, for sticking around this far, I will also show you how you can configure MTP, which is basically Media Transfer Protocol. So there's probably been a time when you have wanted to transfer files from your Android device over to your Linux computer, but then you didn't want to use the cloud or anything like that. Let's say that you had a spare cable lying around and that you just wanted to transfer some stuff. Great, but whenever you actually tried to do it, it didn't work for whatever reason. Of course, it would work if you were on a desktop environment, but because you're most likely on Hyprland if you're watching this video, chances are that wouldn't have worked. Now, the way you actually go about fixing that is by using something called MTP, which is the Media Transfer Protocol. So if you figure out a way to make MTP work, then inserting your Android device into your computer and then accessing the files off of that should be extremely simple. Now, let me actually show you how to do that. Okay, let's go to MTP Arch Wiki so that I can show you how this works. So just click on this first link. Once it loads up, let's just go all the way down over here. So there are a couple of different ways in which we can use Android file transfer, as you can see. So if you only want to use your Android device to like get stuff off of it, then you can use AFT MTP mount that can be installed using Android file transfer. Okay. And as you can see, you just mount the device on MNT, and then you can interact with it using the command line interface. Great, but then that's not enough. There's something else that we need. Now, this is file manager integration, which is what we're actually into. Now, this is what we need, right? To view the contents of basically any Android device's storage, you're going to require this plugin. So for file managers that use GVFS, which is GNOME files, you need GVFS MTP or GVFS G402 for P2P support, peer-to-peer. Okay, now if instead you are, okay, so these two options basically differ between whether you're using GTK or Qt as your UI framework. Let's say most of your applications, you're using Nautilus, as I just mentioned earlier. So let's say I open Nautilus, and Nautilus is a GTK4 app, along with basically all the other apps that are on this computer, that are on this Hyprland environment. Okay, however, let's say instead some other user was using something like Qt, okay, like Kdenlive, for example, this would be a Qt app. This would be an app that was written in Qt. Great, now depending on which framework you use, you're going to have to pick either one or the other, which is going to be GVFS MTP or KIO Extras, which is going to be installed by default, okay? Great, now for us GTK users, all we have to do is install GVFS MTP, okay? Just install that. I already have this installed, and this gives us virtual file system implementation for GIO, MTP backend, blah, 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 so on and so forth, okay? Now, another bonus feature of GVFS MTP is, okay, not the MTP version, but just GVFS. Okay, just GVFS is it also gives us access to the trash. Now, for virtual file system implementation, so this command, this little package over here basically gives us the trash. So if you saw trash over here, right? You saw this trash option. Again, this wouldn't be here inside of your file manager unless you actually had GVFS installed. It would just give you an error if you try to click on that without having this package installed. So for trash, have extra GVFS, and for MTP, install MTP, and eventually, after restarting your computer, let's say you plugged in an Android device, you should see that over here as usual. Now, if it doesn't work, okay, it should show up in the file manager automatically and be accessible via a URL. For example, this URL. So you could open your file manager and go to that URL, that precise URL. Let's say you just type in mtp:// and then you go there. Maybe if that doesn't work, you can instead go to your browser and type that in. It'll probably show you, just like it always does. And to get to know this thing over here, this USB, whatever this thing is called, you can use LSUSB to find that out. Bus 002, device 018. Or you could also mount all available connected MTP devices, which is basically any Android device, using this inline script. Using GIO mount and then the rest of this stuff. And that is pretty much it. That is how you can use udiskie in order to basically auto-mount drives, removable drives in Hyprland. If you want to know how to make custom themes such as like this one and get a blazing fast and beautiful Hyprland setup as you see over here, without having to jump through the 283 different loopholes that I did in order to get here, just go ahead and click the first link in the description. I would be extremely honored to help you out. If you liked the video, hit like. If you loved it and want to see more like this in your feed, hit subscribe, and I will see you next time. Stay rising.